Hello and welcome back to another video. As you can see by the smile on my face, I am back in the UK. You remember in my last video that I said that I was planning a trip over to see my family and my friends because I haven't been over for a good couple of years now, but I'm finally back. Now I have been back for a couple of weeks, but the weather's been really bad. It's been wet, it's been windy. It's still windy today, but it's dry. We've had a bit of a scattering of snow. Now earlier on in my vacation there, I did go out with my brother, went into the lakes, went to a place called Hodge Close Quarry. So we had a wander around there. It was just nice to look around at some different type of landscape, because the landscape that I'm in today is a lot different to what I normally photograph back in Canada. Now I didn't do a vlog, I didn't do a video, I just really wanted to spend time with my brother. He took a camera with him and we just had a good ratchet about and had a really good day. It was pretty windy and it did end up chucking it down, so if I've got any images from them I will put them up along with some video. And then a little bit later on I actually met up with Paul Thompson photography and we came into the lakes to do some photography. It was a bit of a gong show because we actually got lost going to the location that we were heading for. So by the time we got there it was later in the morning, it was really bright. So it didn't make for the conditions that I wanted. And as lovely as it was, I will put some video up, it wasn't that photogenic, it was more like snapshots because you were taken in the big scene and the gale force winds didn't help. So I think under the right conditions it would have made for better photography. So we came away empty-handed that day. So I've came out today, I'm back out with Paul Thompson. I'll put a link to his channel at the end of this video. Fingers crossed that we get some images. It's still early morning, we came out for sunrise but we didn't get anything. We were going up to a place called Latrick to see if we could get a view down the Bodderdale Valley, because that's where I am today. We're going to have a good look around the Bodderdale Valley here in the Lake District and see what we can come across. Back in the UK, excited as you can see, and it'd be nice to photograph something different. So I've came across my first image. Now weather-wise we get no wind and then all of a sudden we're getting these gusts, because where I'm above at the moment I'm actually above Derwent water, and in the background there you've got a location called Cat Bells and you've got some lovely mountain peaks there. Now what's attracted us is we've got this really big peak to the left hand side. I'll put some video up, and just to the right of that you've got this smaller peak, so it mimics the peak, and I think it's really nice when you get nice and close with the longer focal length. And we're getting some breaks of light because the weather's so changeable today. We do get splashes of light, so that's what I'm hoping for. I've just got to cross my fingers. Now on the mountain side leading up to those two peaks that I like, you've got these trails, and because we've had that dusting of snow and we're getting the hailstones, it's highlighted those trails so they go up towards the centre of them two peaks and crisscross over. Now the problem I'm having is I've got to wait for these gusts of wind to calm the cell down so I can get the shot. So what I'm doing is I'm actually bumping my ISO up. I'm going to shoot at f8, focusing directly on the hills there in the distance, because we don't have any immediate foreground, so f8 is going to work out fine, and it means I can gain that quicker shutter speed, and that's going to help with any vibration that I get on the longer lens, because I'm dialed out at around about 270, and when the wind hits the side of the lens, it just, you know, shake. You do get some vibration, so always be aware of that, especially when you're shooting at a longer focal length. So I'm going to get on and get this image, and we'll see how it turns out, and I'll put it on the screen now. Well, you'll be able to see by the weather, we've actually moved on from the location we were at just before there. Now the problem we were having is these strong gusts of wind. The wind's relentless today, so it was making it tricky for the shots back there. Now what we decided to do, because we weren't getting any light, unfortunately I didn't get the light that I wanted on the first composition that I took. So we decided to gain some elevation to see if we can create some more layers. You'll be able to see that beautiful backdrop behind us with the mountains there, with all the dust and the snow that we're getting. But we're just having to contend with this wind and hailstones that we're getting. But just got to cross our fingers and hope that that wind dies down and allows us to get some shots. Because if you get some light in that background on those mountains, it'll be superb. Hopefully we'll get some of this light. So I'm going to get back, pause a bit further up the mountain to check out a location just to my right hand side, and we're just going to have to work it. Hope this weather dies down and allows us to get some shots. What an amazing place though. So I've made my way where it's a little bit more sheltered. We're getting battered by those winds. So what I've done is I've actually came halfway down this fell that I was on earlier, and what I've been able to do is I've been able to get a better view of this valley below with the fields and then the mountains beyond. Now we are getting these strong weather fronts coming in. What I'm hoping for is to actually get a break in some light, some nice light into that valley. Now we have got blue sky over to my right hand side, but there's no actual light making its way where I'm taking this shot. But I just like the composition as a whole. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a wide shot at 35mm. It's a nice focal length because it's close to what the human eye sees. And what I've managed to do is you'll be able to see in the foreground down to my left hand side, there's actually a trail, like a track going down below us here, and it's created an S-bend. So what I'm wanting to do is that S-bend takes you in between these two groupings of trees, and then beyond that you've got the start of the valley with those lovely fields on in the bottom there, which creates an S-bend all the way to the mountains in the background that you can't see at the moment because of this weather front again, but it does clear. So that's all I've got to wait for. I've just got to wait to see if the conditions get a bit better to grab the image. Now I'm still going to grab the image because it's still been worthwhile making it to this area where I'm at, and it's a good reference shot for if I come back. I've actually put a couple of graduated filters now that we're getting some light coming into the scene from the left hand side. The sun is literally just up above, but the break in the clouds is to the left hand side. Putting the graduated filter is going to help us with that. Now we have put the polarizer on just to make the colours a little bit more vibrant, gives a bit more detail in the hills. So I'll grab this image. The snow and the hailstones have stopped for now, so that's great. It's given us a bit more time to get this shot, because I was having to pack my stuff away because it was just getting soaked. Just hoping to get some light in this valley. That's what we really need. Wait a little bit longer and see if we get any more light, and see if I can get another image before we move on to a different location. So we've made our way down from the valley where we were before. Now the weather really got harsh. The hailstones were battering us in the face, the light disappeared. So we've actually came back to where we started this morning, just overlooking Derwent Water here in the Bodderdale Valley. And I've came to a scene that I've seen this morning, and I really like it. You know, I was attracted to it this morning, but not wanting to waste time, we wanted to make it further up through the valley here. So we've came back. It's a lot later in the evening. It's actually only about half an hour to 40 minutes till sunset. So I thought I'll try and capture it before we head back. So this is the composition that I'm going to go for. We are starting to lose some of that light. Hopefully we'll get a sunset before the leaving, and maybe try that image that I took this morning. But for now I'm going to grab this image. The wind has calmed down, so that's helping out a lot. You'll be able to see how I've got this root system on the base of this bit of woodland here, and we've got some mosses, and it leads over to these trees, and so far up the base of these trees you've also got those mosses, and then you've got a dry stone wall that leads through the centre, and it's really nice because of the vibrant colours that's on the wall. And then we've got bits of foliage on the floor, leaves and bits of bracken, and a nice orange colour, so it gives it a nice contrast. But in the background you've got a lovely silhouette of these trees. The bare trees are all bare branches, and they're all intertwined in different shapes, so it makes it really interesting and gives it a nice interesting blank canvas beyond this foreground that I've got. Now the reason I've got down really low is I want to discard the mountain range that's in the background. I don't want you to be able to see that mountain range. I just want all these trees. So what I've made sure to do, like I always do, is gain as much separation as I can in the trees, and that's how it's going to go. Now I'm going to be able to get this all in one shot. I'm a bit away off the immediate foreground, so I'm just going to take it at f16. Now that's given us 1/4 of a second at the moment, but because we haven't got that wind that we had earlier, it seems to be grabbing the shot. Well, that's going to be it for today's video. As you can see, the sunset that I was hoping for didn't happen. We've got this weather front, and it just came up Derwent Water here and snuffed out the light that I was hoping for. But hopefully the image that I captured of the base of those trees with the mosses and the silhouette of the trees in the background turned out, and looking forward to seeing what it's like when I get back. Now today's been brilliant, it really has. Even though the weather's been challenging, you know, we've had the high winds, we've had the snow, we've had the hailstones. It's really been enjoyable. You know, thanks to Paul for getting in touch and going out with Paul, and I hope to get out with Paul again before I go back, because I have got a little over the week left, to get out and do some more photography so I can bring you another video. Now when I go back to Vancouver, unfortunately it's going to be harder to bring you these videos because my ex-employer, should I say, decided to wait till the last day before my holidays to terminate my employment. So unfortunately I lost my job before I came to the UK, and at the same time I had to give my car back as well. So I no longer have a job and I no longer have a car, but hopefully it's only for the short period of time, and I haven't let it put a downer on my trip. I've really enjoyed it and I'm going to enjoy the rest of my trip as well. So when I go back to Vancouver, it's a fresh start. So hopefully I'll still be able to bring you videos. I can always do street photography and go over to Vancouver Island. But as for travelling into mainland, it's going to be a lot harder because I don't have a card anymore. But enough about that. I've had a great day. It's been nice to be out with Paul. He's going to come and see us and say ta-ra. But it's been a great day, and it's been a laugh at the same time. It's been a good laugh, hasn't it?
Aye, it has. It's been a cracking day. Cracking day.
I've watched Paul a lot on YouTube in the past, and we've exchanged messages and we've had a crack here and there, but we've never actually met up, so we finally got to meet up.
It's been a good laugh today.
And we're going to get out again, eh?
Yeah, hopefully next week if the weather keeps up.
Yeah, but the weather has been a bit gloomy for the start of the holiday, but it gives us time to see my family and my friends, so that's all good. So I'm going to call it an end to today's video. Thanks for coming along. Hope you've enjoyed me and Paul's adventures today. So until next time, don't forget to give us a thumbs up. Check out Paul's channel. If you like what you see, hit the subscribe button. But from me in the Lake District in beautiful UK, until next time, thanks for watching. Bye bye.